In this video, I will show you how to limit the bandwidth of the virtual machine in VirtualBox environment. I set up the web server and the client machine for this test. Then I'm going to limit the bandwidth from the web server. As you can see in the documentation, we can delay the sent data. So this means we can limit the outgoing traffic like here. However, we cannot limit the incoming traffic, so which means receive. So this is no control. Anyway, so we can limit the outgoing traffic. So let's get to it. Okay, so web server is on the left and the client machine is on the right. Okay, and I show you the network configuration. So when we see the network page, you can see the two adapters are activated. So first one is a bridge. So this one is for the internet connection. So second adapter is internal. So it's for internal communication. So that two adapter this web server has. All right. Okay, so before making any change, we are going to check the current bandwidth. To do this, I use the ipath command. If you're interested in, check this video. Anyway, we can see the current bandwidth is 400 megabit. So this is a current bandwidth from web server. Okay. Now we are going to limit the bandwidth. First step is create a bandwidth group. So bandwidth group name is a limit. So any name we can set, but just follow the instruction documentation this time. So all the command I put into the documentation down below, so you can refer to later. So here we create a bandwidth group. Name is a limit. You can type any name, but just follow these steps. And then network type is network and the limit is 20. Actually, we get the error message because this machine is running. So we need to shut down this machine to apply this change. So once we shut down, run the command, same command again. Now no error. So we successfully create a bandwidth group. The next step is to make the two network group be a member of bandwidth group, which is limit. To do this, we run the two commands. Let's run the first command. So specify the web server name and then NIC card. So NIC bandwidth group 1 means adapter 1 and then assign to the group limit. So first one is the bridge one and then hit the enter. So now it's a bridge is a member of the limit. Then run the same command but change the group name to the hit enter. So now it's two network card are member of the bandwidth group limit. So now I set up the web server one more time. Bear with me. Okay, so now it's ready to check the bandwidth. So I run the same command. At this moment, the result is less than 20 megabit per second. This is because we set the 20 megabit per second limit when we create a group. So that's why we get these changes. So when we see the documentation, we can flexibly change the bandwidth using this command. So let's try this. Okay, so this time I set the limit to the 100 megabit per second. So let's hit enter and then check the ipath command. So now you can see the different result. So bandwidth is less than 100 megabit per second. Now we are going to clear the limit. So this means we can get the maximum speed. To do this, just apply 0. When we check the bandwidth, Now you can see nearly 400 megabit per second. Right, so it's back to normal. Okay. Now we are accessing from client machine to the web server to open the web page. Okay, so let's do this. Open the Chrome browser. And then at this moment, no limit in the network. So this is full speed, right? And then before we open the browser, let me clear the cache. So you can see some of the cache data there. So I'm going to clean the cache data. Okay, so now it's ready for the testing. So let me open the web page from the web server. So you can see the same name as a 242 Win 2019 yen. So this is a web server name. So this is a web page. It's a very simple web page. There's a 3 picture we can open up from this page. So you can see the file size here. So let's open the small one. So this is no problem to open because this is a no limitation of the speed. So even the 1.2 megabyte file is no problem. So let's open 5 megabyte file. It's okay, right? So this is no problem if there's no limit in the network. Let me clear the cache data before the next test. Okay. We are going to limit the speed to the 20 megabit per second. So let's check the speed. You can see the result is less than 20 megabit. Alright, so we are going to take the same test. Open the small one first. That's okay. It's quick enough. And open that 1.2 megabyte file. It's alright. So let's open the 5 megabyte file. Yeah, it's okay, but you can see the loading icon. Yeah, we can see the short period of time, but still acceptable. I'm going to limit the speed to 10 megabit per second this time. So let's check the speed. The first one is more than 10 megabit because too quick to check, but rest of them are less than 10 megabit per second. So that's okay. Let me clear the cache. And then let's open the first one. Now we can see the problem. You can see the loading icon is moving, and then top of the page is done, but rest of them are still rendering, still downloading. And then now finish downloading the picture, but still you can see the loading icon there. So something happening. I think the timeout caused some error. It doesn't finish the transaction. Let's close this. So open the second one. Alright, so let's open the 5 megabyte one. I don't think we can open the pages. Now we know my system, the threshold of my system is between 10 megabit and 20 megabit. So if I clear the limit and clear the data here. Okay, so now network is back to 400, 300 megabit per second. Okay, so in that case, I can open the picture very quickly. Okay, so to limit the bandwidth, you can identify what is the minimum network speed for your application. And you can see what happens on your system when the network speed is down.